What you're looking at right now has literally been the most controversial piece of gameplay in a racing game. Well, maybe not the most, because there's been quite a few controversial racing game reveals that we've had in the past couple of years, but this one is a little bit more controversial because we've never seen it before at all in an open world racing game at that. But hear me out, it's actually not that bad of a thing, and that's coming from someone who's a purist that, like, you know, loves more realistic grounded games as such, more lifestyle games. But let's talk about Clutch, because they had a reveal and there's a lot to look into. Now, if you don't know already, there's a new open world racing game coming spring 2027 called Clutch. This is made by Mike Brown, who's one of the former Forza Horizon lead devs, as well as some other Forza Horizon devs in like familiar places as such. But they created this new developer studio, and now they're finally revealed their game at Summer Games Fest, which is almost 2 weeks ago. But last week Wednesday is when the gameplay actually hits. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday last week, can't remember, but that's when actual gameplay was released, and it divided the hell out of the racing game community, quite literally, because of the clip I showed you earlier, which, by the way, in the background you're seeing some clips of it right now, but I'll dive deep into all of that later. But essentially that one clip is the whole issue about why people all of a sudden think this game is trash or shit or etc. They think it's just a stupid concept. But hear me out, let's quickly dive deep into this whole system first, and then we're gonna take a look at the overall game. So of course, here's the thing: you have an open world racing game, and with the likes of, for example, Forza Horizon 6, the Crew Motorfest, Need for Speed, which is kind of dormant right now, Test Drive Unlimited Soul Crown, which, you know, is going through its own thing as well right now. But that's the current scene. You don't really have something that's what Need for Speed offers, while also trying to blend in some new mechanics. And James Bond was just recently come out, and it had actual licensed cars, by the way, but that just came out and people loved it. And I think even people that are racing game fans might enjoy the James Bond game too as well. Now, we have at our hands a very rich story filled racing game. Now, I say, you guys are gonna be like, oh, hold on, how are you gonna say that without the game being revealed? Well, again, you can always guess on the success or failure of a game before it launches. I'm just telling you guys what I assume. I could be wrong and the game comes out and it's trash. I could be right and the game comes out and it's really good. I don't really know. My track record isn't the best right now anyways. Now, mind you, they actually do have someone who knows how to write. They have the lead, their narrative like lead is the guy that wrote Skins, like a really top tier British television show about teenagers and stuff like that. But they also have actual like famous voice actors. I mean, the girl who plays as like the fixer or the I don't know what they are, like the leader, I'm not really sure what her position is, but she is actually voiced in Hitman, if I remember correctly. Then you have someone who's in Supercell, which is that, oh bro, that show is crazy on Netflix. But like, they have like some top tier actors along with the top tier narrative lead writer. So the sauce is there. If they can make the sauce turn out nice, is up to them, but honestly, from what I've seen so far, it looks pretty cool. But essentially, you take on the role between these two people who are getting into the R1K. I'm not going to go too much in depth with it, because there were some content creators who were sent out to the studio who can describe this game play out much better than me. I'm just going to talk about the actual gameplay mechanics in this video rather than the story. Essentially, you can play between these two characters, swap in between them, and it's like a spy. It's as if you bought Driver, Need for Speed, James Bond, sprinkle a little bit of TDU, sprinkle a little bit of Motorfest, a little bit of Forza Horizon, but it's doing its own thing. Yes, it borrows some mechanics from some other games. If I remember correctly, for Test Drive fans, like, you will appreciate it. It's not a Test Drive game, but they do have indicators. I think you want also mention they have a house that the character has, and you can park manually place these cars on your driveway, and it's like GTA where you pull up to your house, you can get out of your car and walk into your house. It's one of those. So you can appreciate that. And then you have Need for Speed stuff. There's cops. You can appreciate that as a Need for Speed fan, but it's doing its own thing, because if you see all the gameplay and the footage, it's literally, in my imagination, it's as if James Bond and Driver meets like a Forza Horizon game. And honestly, I like it. Again, it's not unheard of to play more than one racing game, so far it looks pretty decent. But anyways, let's get to the controversial part, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly why it's really not that serious, and everyone's, bro, it's a tiger, as they say in French. Anyways, so here's the clip. Now, one of the issues that people say that this clip has is the fact that, oh, you know, you're forced to use it. Well, hold on, there's a couple of things. Devs have already confirmed it. If I remember correctly, Mike Brown mentioned on Twitter that races, you can't use these tools. These are parts of, there are tools in this game, I should say, and there's 6, I hope I'm not wrong, there's 6 in total, but you can only have 3 equipped at a time. If I remember correctly, I could be completely bullocks and I'm saying something like totally nonsense, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. But anyways, as you can see, literally in slow motion, as you approach a junction or whatever, and I assume this isn't everywhere on the map, but in some areas in the map, most likely at hairpins or maybe like hard intersections, you can see a button appears on the screen. Okay, so triangle. The user presses triangle, and then you can literally see that it connects the harpoon thing, and then you drift. And then it tells you when you can release. So of course you release it whenever you want. It's going to keep going. And then you can see right there, the button says, okay, release. You press it and it releases. Guys, this is free roam. There's nowhere where it said this is going to be a race mechanic. So you have people doing this around races. There's nothing that says this. This seems like an optional feature. Of course, there might be some times where it might benefit you in like cop chases. I mean, we don't know all the tools. This is the only one that we've seen so far. But when you think about it, like, come on, it's not even that serious, guys. It's an optional thing. It's not permanently integrated into the game. It's just something there. And the thing is, it's not like they're just gonna throw you a harpoon in the game day one and say, yeah, use this in the map. The thing is, it's story rich, so I would assume that to immerse you into why the game has a harpoon, as to why it has these gadgets, as to why it's like a James Bond mix, the story is supposed to tell you all of that. And in fact, again, I definitely tell you guys, watch the trailer and the reveal, because it'll tell you more about what R1K is, the Midnight Collective, the story, how, like, everything. And again, watch Black Panther's video, Sidwaj, Dustin Eden, Yuan, like they all have videos on this, and they'll explain the story much better than me, because I didn't really play it, so I can't, it's just me speaking third party per se. But yeah, there's that clip about the actual Ford Mustang doing that. Again, social media blew it up as if this game all of a sudden was the worst thing. This is the worst feature they've ever seen in a racing game. Honestly, guys, it's not a big of a deal. I think it's actually a pretty cool feature. Anyways, that said, there is some other uses for this harpoon thing. For example, in the story mode, which is right here, you guys can see on the screen. I'm gonna skip ahead a bit because to make my point, but you guys can see they're in the Valkyrie, then they shoot the harpoon, they gotta remove the door to progress through. Like, of course, it's necessary to use that. Is it stupid? I mean, yeah, in a racing game, why the hell would it be a harpoon in a racing game? But like, you realize that they're trying to immerse you in this James Bond-esque, driver-esque story with spy stuff, underground stuff. I mean, literally, before this scene, you're walking by a torture area. Guys, come on, bro. This, at what point are we gonna continue calling this like Forza Horizon with a harpoon? It's literally not. It's not even Need for Speed with a harpoon. But anyways, literally, you use the harpoon, the Valkyrie, you remove the door. Is it stupid? Yes. Well, is it stupid if you immerse the player into the story of why the harpoon is used, why you're here at this location? No, suddenly it's just not stupid anymore. You're realizing it makes perfect sense. Now, again, I'm a purist. I think the idea is crazy. I think, like Mike Brown, when he thought of this, you must have been, bro, you must have been on something to even imagine this concept. But I'll be honest, I can see it working. It all depends on how the story immerses the player. And that said, honestly, I'm looking forward to this game. I think that they are gonna do well. They have the sauce on paper. They have the seasoning on paper. It's just about how you cook it. And so far, a year away from launch, it's looking pretty decent. But that said, let's take a look at all of the other gameplays about this game so far. I just wanted to talk about that because honestly, guys, I think beyond that, it sounds like a pretty cool game. No? Anyways, let's see what else. So first, night races. Now this is the Midnight Collective thing, and there's actually quite a lot of details you can get from this. By the way, 1-to-1 scale Monaco, sorry, almost one-to-one scale. It's actually apparently larger than it actually is because they wanted to give the players more space around Monaco. But you can go as far as Saint-Tropez, as north as the French Alps, so you have some pretty cool driving roads, Monaco, alongside the French coast, the French Riviera. But there's also actual sanctioned race events, and there's also the night race events, which are part of the Midnight Collective, which you guys saw earlier. This is the R1K style race, which, speaking of R1K, we have this gameplay of an R1K race as well. Now, there's quite a lot of racing here. You guys can see all of the sounds and information about it, but it's quite cool. Graphically, I'll be honest, now granted, it's running on a custom version of Unreal Engine 5, but bro, look at the mountains in the background. It looks so nice. If I remember correctly, someone said that this is apparently where the Monte Carlo rally stage starts. I could be wrong. I might be wrong, but anyways, yeah, sounds so far sound good. No cockpit camera, but disappointed in that. I wish they had some of that in the reveal, but I'm sure it'll come at some point of time in the future. Let's be honest, they're a year away from launch anyways. It reminds me a bit of Drive Club, some of the stuff that they have in here, which, funny enough, Mike Brown was a developer on Drive Club, but some of the liveries they have remind me of that. You know, Drive Club had those pre-made styles. This is what it kind of reminds me of. You guys can see all the fake, like, sponsor things there as well. We have a pretty cool dynamic camera. The UI kind of shifts around as well. If I remember correctly, in the Discord they mentioned that they'll find a way to have it toggleable, so if you wanted to have it, again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure my brain's not playing games. They said that you should be able at launch to be able to choose whether or not to have the UI move around, which is really nice quality of life thing. At least we know that if you do have an issue with it, seems like there's an easy fix for that now anyways. Let's talk about Monaco really quick. Honestly, it's beautiful. Now, the road width varies again as usual. I mean, this is just a standard game developer thing. Your city is only gonna have some wider roads. It's gonna vary depending on the driving experience you want to offer to the player all around the map. But anyways, traffic looks really dense. Apparently there should be pedestrians. I mean, it was there in the trailer. I'll never forget. I'm certain I saw there are pedestrians. It was mentioned in a video, but there are going to be pedestrians. I'm not sure to what extent, how dense that part will be, but you'll have them at least. Anyways, there are parking garages, so this is the whole part of the mission where you have to find what was it? That's the girl I was telling you about as well on the passenger seat. She plays someone in Hitman. But anyways, gotta go to this underground parking garage, gotta find a car, slow pace mission type stuff. It's like, again, this is not trying to be a copy of anything else in the racing game scene. In my opinion, it's really trying to go for a new identity. This is a game that you can make a second game out of with improved mechanics on the spice of, like, that's what I'm saying, guys. It's trying to reinvent what race games can do. It's trying to be unique, trying to be fresh, story driven, slow pace at times, nice map, but they're trickling some stuff that other games have to make other fans appreciate the game a little bit more as well. Now when you skip through all that, you find the car, then now you're in the apartment of these mafia people. Honestly, I'm immersed in the story in a sense. I need to know more about the story. Like that's how they've grasped me. I need to know more. Like, why am I here? Like, why the hell is the mafia involved? Why the hell is there a harpoon coming out of an Aston Martin Valkyrie? Who are these guys? That's the mentality that I have with this game. It's trying to be different, and I'm totally down because I love James Bond shit. I love Hitman shit. I love like maps like this. I love ability to walk around. Like it's that dynamic, guys. I love that. I think this is going to be a new a new franchise from Maverick Games, and I really hope they wish them some true success on it, because honestly, like I said, it's looking quite nice. But anyways, this is the part. I'm gonna show you guys the part when they walk. They find the room where there's like some stupid thing. Let me see, where is it? So essentially you have to find a secret button, you open the door, and you walk in here, and on your left hand side, as I mentioned, look, a torture.
Some sort of torture room. Oi, have you got me stealing from the fucking mafia?
Try to keep your head, Theo.
Is that what you said to the last guy that did you a favor?
Oh man. Like guys, Like, guys, come on. Also, cool fun fact about those paintings you saw on the wall, by the way. Mike Brown said that this is actually some of the work that the devs and sometimes the devs families made, so not AI, but really cool, like, note. But anyways, that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, you cannot watch anything from this clip and think, ah, this is a test drive game, this is a Forza Horizon game, this is a Motorfest game, this is a driver. No, honestly, it's dead ass. I'm being so straight up. It's really trying to do its own thing. It all matters how they immerse the player into the tools of the game, how it works. That's the main part. And if they can get that right, honestly, I think they have a gem on their hands. My only thing is I hope the racing game community is ready for it. Because after that reveal and what I saw on social media, I'll be honest, I don't think the racing game community is ready for it. I mean, look at Screamer, for example, bro. Story-rich racing game. Everyone has said good things about it. But all of a sudden they're like, yeah, nah, something's not adding up, guys. We asked for stuff like this, and then all of a sudden we're dismissing it before it's not even before like a larger gameplay reveal is out, but before any of that, bro. Anyways, there's a couple more clips here that I want to showcase you guys. Got the Porsche here, driving through the beautiful, bro. Listen, I live in France now, and the day I can drive to the south of France with like a convertible and just have the same view, bro, I beg for it. Honestly, it's a shame. I mean, I don't have a car here. I used to have my car in Canada, but like, honestly, it's a shame, bro. And to this day, I really wish I anyway, I'm gonna stop reminiscing because I'm just gonna beat myself up. There is some gameplay here of drifting as well, which I wanted to talk about. Physics. The physics I'm a bit iffy about. I'm not really sure. I never have played it, so again, I can't really tell. But I've heard some people I've heard it said it's like a Forza Horizon like style. Some have said Motorfest. Some have said it's like Motorfest mixed with Need for Speed. Like, generally, I don't know what the hell's happening. I don't know what the hell the physics are gonna feel like. But drifting looks maybe a little bit too grippy. Like, the handling looks very grippy, I would say. But again, I can't play it. I don't know what it's like, but I would assume it's, a lot of people are saying it's Forza Horizon-ish. It doesn't look Forza Horizon-ish, but I could see what they're talking about. Maybe it's like Forza Horizon, but a little bit more grippy if I had to take a guess from what I'm looking at. But like, you can't really guess physics from well, sometimes you can actually, but it'd be full detail. You can't really guess physics off a camera because the camera's gonna throw off what the car's actually doing or feeling. There's just so many variables, camera work. Anyways, you guys get my point. But that is Clutch. Really quickly, again, it's coming out next year, 2027. There's a ton of customization, which I forgot to even mention. I'll mention really quick right now. It was in the trailer. There's a lot of OEM plus, like what's the word, customization in terms of, and by the way, what I think this area is where your house is, where you can customize and like set up your cars on the driveway. But you have a ton of options to customize your cars interior wise as well. Like, honestly, it's doing a lot. I can see why some people think it's trying to do too much at once, but I think if you immerse yourself into it, it might make a lot of sense as to why you can do some of the stuff you can do. It just seems more of like appreciation tools to kind of grasp the eyes of other players from other racing games. That's what those things are there for. But the core at itself, the core identity, is actually something totally different, and I'm here for it. So really excited to hear more information. I'm not sure when. I mean, again, it's releasing spring 2027. So lots of information that we're probably gonna have to wait on till we get some more details on it. But yeah, really excited for the game. Sounds cool. Keep it up, Maverick, and I'll keep my eyes peeled. But let me know your thoughts on the game's reveal and your gameplay reactions in the comment section below, guys. I did skip a lot of it. I don't want to take too much because, let's be honest, it's almost like a couple of days passed since the gameplay reveal. But check out the YouTubers. I'll link in the description below. There's Black Panther, there's Dustin Eden, there's Yuan, there's Sidwaj. I'm not sure if there's anyone else off the top of my head, but check out their videos if you want to know more proper information. Me, I'm just a parrot. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't have my hands on the game, so it is what it is. I'm Alex Levin, though. I'll see you guys in another video. Come on, guys. Peace.